Hong Kong's airport has reopened, but it's a chaotic scene there. Over 200 flights canceled as more than 2 months of pro-democracy protests are showing no signs of letting up. Now, Chinese state TV is showing military vehicles gathering near Hong Kong's border. Olivia Enos is the Heritage Senior Policy Analyst, and she joins us now. Olivia, good morning.
Good morning.
Are we at the brink of no return, as Hong Kong's leader has said?
You know, people take to the streets when they feel like there is no other way for their voice to be heard. And that's what we're seeing today in Hong Kong. People are recognizing that there is this deep undergirding desire for reform from Hong Kongers. And they feel like there's no other way to communicate to their government than to take to the streets, even in the form of having thousands of people blocking the airport. And that's what we're witnessing today.
But it is getting chaotic, and it is turning violent against what many of the protesters want. So how does this play out? Why doesn't Beijing just talk to the protesters? Why don't they have a conversation? Or, Olivia, why don't they just say, why can't Carrie Lam say the extradition bill is dead? It is not coming back anytime soon. Not that it's shelved. Why doesn't she say it's dead?
Well, I mean, I think that protesters did achieve a victory and that the bill itself was tabled and it doesn't look like it's going anywhere soon. But I think that the real challenge for the Hong Kong authorities is to demonstrate that they're responsive to the needs of those protesters. And I think that's going to mean creating additional space for civil society to communicate their desires to the Hong Kong authorities without having to take to the streets. I think the last thing that anyone wants is to have Beijing intervening in the ways that are so concerning, given that they are sitting there on the border.
Does Beijing intervene? I mean, when you have the airport and flights canceled and these protests there on day number 5, one has to say, what happens? There are 1,300 U.S. companies doing business in Hong Kong. It is the bridge between China and the West. It is, this is bad. This is not a good look for China or Hong Kong right now.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes there are costs to doing business when freedom is on the line. And so I think that that's what you're certainly seeing in Hong Kong. I think the responsibility for the U.S. is to support the peaceful elements of those protests while condemning the violent elements and also doing their best that we possibly can to convince Beijing that violent intervention should be completely off the table.
Okay. Olivia, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.